comes from Exodus chapter 8. And in this chapter, we're looking at some of these plagues that God is sending on the Egyptian people. But before we look at it, remember today to be in prayer for the Kern family. That's Donnie and Kelly and Christian and Kaylin. So I would imagine that most of us are familiar with this story. We know the story of Moses and the plagues that he sends when he's sending Moses in to free the people of Israel. We also know that God sent Moses in, telling him right up front, I'm sending you in with this message, this request of Pharaoh, but you are going to be denied. You're going to be rejected. And yet God still called Moses to walk in obedience, to deliver that message, him and Aaron. And of course, we see them doing that here. They come to Pharaoh time and time and again. Each time we see God either offering up a sign or, sending a plague. But in each time, it's God showing who he is as the God of gods, the only God, the one true God. It's a testimony to Pharaoh. It's a testimony to the Egyptians about who God is. And I think that really gets down to the heart of what's going on here, because God already said in the very beginning, he is going to harden Pharaoh's heart. And so God has a hand in this. Part of this is a judgment against Pharaoh and against the Egyptians because, listen, God's not happy with them as a people. They don't know him. They don't know the truth. Their worship is abhorrent, is wrong. They worship false gods. And so this process, it is a process of setting Israel free. It's also a process of God showing he's righteous and he will judge wickedness. And he's judging wickedness here, even in the process of setting Israel free. And I want to go back to chapter 7 because this is where God states what he's doing, and it helps us understand. It says in chapter 7, verse 1, God says, "So the Lord said to Moses, See, I have made you as God to Pharaoh, and Aaron your brother shall be your prophet. You shall speak all that I command you, and Aaron your brother shall tell Pharaoh to send the children of Israel out of his land. And I will harden Pharaoh's heart and multiply my signs and my wonders in the land of Egypt. But Pharaoh will not heed you, so that I may lay my hand on Egypt and bring my armies and my people, the children of Israel, out of the land of Egypt by great judgments. And the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord, when I stretch out my hand on Egypt and bring out the children of Israel from among them." After this is all said and done, after the children of God, the Israelites, have been set free, the Egyptian people are going to be left with a testimony about the one true God who showed signs and wonders. A lot of these plagues that go on, they correlate with different beliefs that the Egyptians had in certain gods that controlled certain elements. God's showing them who he truly is here, and that there are no such things as other gods or lesser gods or anything like that. There's only one God, and he's in control and in power and reigns over everything. And he's condemning their beliefs and their practices as he is setting his people free, as he is redeeming them. And, I don't know, I can't help but look and see parallels here, as God set us free from sin, from bondage to sin. Christ condemned sin and condemned what we were set free from. And so I am thankful for this passage today. I look at it, I see the redemption of Christ. I see the testimony and of the true power of who God is, of his sovereignty. And I'm thankful for it. If God spoke something to you out of this passage today, I would ask you leave us a message on Facebook and on YouTube, and remember to minister to one.